Hey everyone, today I'll be presenting about reading journal article and the title is The Effectiveness of Wayground Application. So the strategy here that I've used is review, questioning and highlighting. The reading strategies used in this task are reviewing and questioning in the pre-reading stage, highlighting and scanning in the whilst reading stage, and reviewing in the post-reading stage. And these are the important parts that I've read. Um, Grammar mastery is very important in learning English because it helps students communicate clearly and accurately. However, many year 4 students still have difficulties understanding grammar. This happens because traditional teaching methods are often monotonous and not engaging. As a result, students become more passive and less motivated in learning. So the problem that were stated in the journal is that many students struggle with the tenses, then subject-verb agreement, sentence structure. Learning is often repetitive, boring, and focused on memorization. So my question was, what is the main purpose of the study? What problem in English learning is discussed in this article, and how does the Wayground application help improve students' learning? And the answer is this. And this is also the summary to the article. So the methods that were used is quasi-experimental, that is the research design, and the participants are 70 students, and the groups were experimental using Wayground, and then the control is traditional method, and the instruments pre-test and post-test, and then motivation questionnaire, perception questionnaire, and the key findings are both groups improved in grammar mastery. Wayground group showed higher improvement. There are no significant difference statistically. Students showed positive perception, and then Wayground increased the engagement, the enjoyment, and the participation. So the answer to my questions are on the right side over here. The purpose of this study is to see if the Wayground application can help students improve their grammar, and to check if students' motivation affects their learning. And then, what problem? The problem is that many students find grammar difficult because the teaching method is boring and not interesting. Students often feel passive and not excited to learn. The third question is, how does the Wayground application help improve students' learning? Wayground helps students by making learning more fun and interactive. It gives quizzes, games, and instant feedback so students become more active and interested. So, what is the relevance between the article and my title? So, my title is The Effect of the Wayground Application on Students' Classroom Engagement in Learning. And the similarities is using Wayground, and the differences is that the article mainly studies grammar mastery, meanwhile my title is about their engagement. The urgency of my research. Wayground increases engagement and motivation. Engagement is important in the language learning. and my research focuses on classroom engagement and not only grammar. So, the conclusion is that the study shows that the Wayground application can help improve students' grammar learning, and both groups improved, but the students who used Wayground showed slightly better results. Even though the difference was not very significant, students felt that the Wayground made learning more fun, interactive, and engaging. Therefore, Wayground is a useful tool to support English learning, especially to increase students' participation and interest. And that is all from my reading journal article. Thank you for watching.